the fuck let Attack Attack back into the studio? Well, they did. It happened. There's a new Attack Attack full-length record in the year 2025 after 99% of the band left the band to start other bands. My name is Dan Frampton. Let's talk about this brand new Attack Attack record. This is Punk News Now. So our tale takes us all the way back to the year 2007 in Ohio. Westerville, Ohio to be specific, and there's a bunch of dudes in high school wanting to start a band. You got a couple Andrews, a Nick, an Austin, a Caleb, and a John. It's the mid-2000s, so you know they're about to start a post-hardcore band, and that they do. They call it ambiance. They get the tight pants and the tight shirts going, the flat iron hair swoops, they got some keyboards, some synths, and some breakdowns, and they're about to be the godfathers of what would become known as crabcore. 2008, they put out a record called Someday Came Suddenly, and everything changed forever. This record is actually incredibly influential. This is the one with Stick Stickly on it. This video went viral and so many bands tried to copy it. If you don't remember it, I'll refresh your memory. Roll it. The reason why that was called crabcore is because they got down in crab positions as they played their music. Roll the crabby goodness. So Stick Stickly hits, it goes viral, and crabcore is officially a thing. A whole new trend starts in the metalcore world. And Attack Attack seem to be the band du jour. They're being called everything from screamo to emo to Christian, which they deny all the above. A couple years would go by and they're still a pretty hot act. In 2010, they put out Attack Attack, a self-titled album coming out as their sophomore release. Nothing was ever gonna hit the stride of Stick Stickly ever again, but this band definitely found an audience and were known as the godfathers of a specific style of metalcore. In 2012, they'd put out their final album at the time called This Means War. They were only around for about 4 years and they fizzled out just as quickly as they hit the scene. All of these previous records came out on Rise, and they were teasing a 4th record, but it never came out at the time. They broke up, they went on hiatus, and they started to spin off into other bands. Bands like Of Mice and Men, Beartooth, and Bill Murray. Bill Murray being my favorite one of the bunch. Bill Murray is actually just the nickname of the John Frank guy that started the band, and now he's out there doing solo projects and collaborating with a bunch of people. Now, I'm not much of an Of Mice and Men guy. I don't really like Beartooth so much, but Bill Murray has so much charisma, very funny, a lot of stage presence, and anything that he's doing is something that I'm paying attention to. I gotta say, I'm getting tired of the way. So anyway, the entire 2010s go by, then we dip into the 2020s, and we're like, hey, is Attack Attack still a thing? And in 2021, 9 years after their last release, they drop an EP called Long Time No See, very appropriately named. So it would look like in the 20s, Attack Attack are back, just as infamously as before. Cause yeah, they might have been known as crabcore guys, but they quickly became the laughingstock of metalcore. That crabcore style came and went, and that stigma would forever be stuck to Attack Attack. So all the band members leave except for the drummer. The drummer is one of those Andrews, Andrew Wetzel. He ends up putting a bunch of new band members around him, and Attack Attack are back yet again, this time with a full-length record, a sequel to their sophomore record called Attack Attack 2. And I have already listened to this Attack Attack 2 record twice, and it gets worse every time that I listen to it. But I will say, it is so bad it is good. It is so bad it's hilarious. This goddamn Attack Attack 2 record is entertaining from front to back and for all the wrong reasons. It starts with a song called One Hit Wonder, and we get these synths right away. Like, okay, we're getting some Attack Attack. I know what we're getting. There's gonna be a breakdown next, right? And yeah, right away, after a little twinkly intro, a breakdown immediately happens. But then we get these rap rock vocals. Attack Attack are a new metal band now? They keep throwing all these styles into the melting pot, but there's one problem. Nothing is melting together. All these styles are just like clashing with one another and bouncing off each other in like the most chaotic, unappealing way that I have ever heard. It's a testament. It's almost impressive that they made music that sounds this bad. Then we move on to the song Dance that that starts off just like a Die Antwoord song, and I have no idea why you'd want to sound like Die Antwoord of any bands in the year 2025. Talk about controversial, talk about infamous, talk about canceled, my good God, people. But they do say motherfucker a lot, so that makes it edgy and cool, right? And they keep trying with their little catchy hooks, but they fall flat every single time. But after 2 songs, I'm definitely knowing that this is more Attack Attack. Then a couple more songs happen, they're so muddy that they just blend together, but then we get the worst song that I've ever heard in my entire life, up until this point, called Carmageddon. Carmageddon, people, like Armageddon and karma smushed together. Carmageddon, not car like vehicle, karma like the Buddhist practice. Karma. And then if that song title wasn't bad enough, the next song title is called Live, Love, Die. And not only does it have an awful title, it's a fucking hyper pop song. Another style just randomly thrown into the Attack Attack melting pot. Hey guys, you gotta turn on the heat so all these things melt together. That's why it's called a melting pot. Starts off like a hyper pop glitchy kind of thing and then just gets really generic and really pop focused in the chorus. Good lord. What are these decisions going on this record? And then the next track, they want to take a stab at being meta, about being self-referential. They have a song called I Complain on r/metalcore, and it just sounds like an LMFAO song from the early 2010s, but with no rhythm or any melody whatsoever. And now I'm thinking, okay, this is the worst song. This one is worse than Carmageddon. This one is worse than all those other ones that kind of just like blend together and I can't tell the difference between. I Complain on r/metalcore is the worst song on this record so far. That is until we get to the next song called Big Booty Bitches, then things take a turn for the even worse. I want to take a cheese grater to my literal brain because I'm just getting the same breakdown after same breakdown in every song. If they want to take like a glitchy hyper pop direction, if they want to take a rap rock direction, it doesn't matter. They're going to be throwing the exact same breakdown into that song every single time without question. There's no way that you're not gonna get sick of it by track 8 called Big Booty Bitches. And what do you follow a song called Big Booty Bitches with? A ballad, of course, a nice, soft little love song. The song that comes after Big Booty Bitches is called Without You, and it's Attack Attack's soft little attempt at a ballad. And somehow the clean vocals are 100 times worse than the dirty screamed vocals. And then what is that I hear in the back? Is that a trap beat? Another style just thrown in there. And I would be lying if I said that this was the first trap beat on the record. There's trap beats all over this thing. And the vocals are just drenched in all of these effects that do not need to be there. Absolutely baffling creative choices. Then we move on to the song called Sacrifice. Well, it's called Sacrifice, but I pronounce the word sacrifice, sacrifice, because I'm a wrestling fan. And that's how Big Papa Pump says it. So on the song Sacrifice, I'm just begging for this to end. I'm just hoping for mercy. Somebody please put this record to bed. Somebody end this. Why did they let them into the studio? Why did they let them go for so long? Why did they let them add all of these different little styles to this record? This thing is trash. And this song Sacrifice doesn't need to be there because it's so generic. It doesn't add anything to the record. No texture, no nuance, no depth, no nothing. It seems like they really wanted to put out an 11-song record, so this song just had to make it onto it. But then we go on to the last song called Jump Jump. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you they saved the worst for last. This is worse than Big Booty Bitches being followed by a ballad called Without You. This is worse than Live, Love, Die and Carmageddon combined. We get the song Jump Jump that is literally the name of a song written by Criss Cross in like the early 90s. Criss Cross will make you jump, jump. Daddy Mac will make you jump, jump. But I'm here to tell you, this song is not that fun. This entire album makes Hollywood Undead look like fine art. These generic, boring, uninspired metalcore choruses are doing absolutely nothing for me, and they're doing no favors for the band. They have to ditch everything that they're doing and start from ground one. I don't think anybody is enjoying this album at all. Because if we go over here to albumoftheyear.com that compiles all of these reviews, you'll see that I gave it a 0. I don't like it. I might amend this because it is fun. There is some entertainment that you can find within this record. So you know what? I'll amend it right now while you're here with me. I'll give it a 3 out of 100. But most people down here are scoring it so low. We got BHF giving it a 23, and they go on to say, I mean, it's an Attack Attack album in the year 2025. I'm not really sure what you'd expect. Some modern metalcore masterpiece to the level of Heavener or something to laugh at, like Somebody Came Suddenly, but it's not the same sound. Gabito gives it a 14 and says, the comeback no one asked for and didn't need, but still happened. How? Why? What are we gonna get from an Attack Attack album in the year 2025? But they made Stick Stickly. That song was influential in the early 2010s. Yes, it was. I don't need a reminder how every single metalcore / post-hardcore band followed the same formula and or gimmick during the first half of the 2010s. Oh yeah, buddy, everybody went crabcore, but it died off just as fast as it came in, but for some reason Attack Attack stuck to the sound. Not Robinson gives it a 42 and says, honestly, I was kind of hoping this would be worse. Based on the band's reputation and what I've seen people saying about this release, I was expecting some kind of falling in reverse level of embarrassment. It is that bad. It is falling in reverse bad. It's a different kind of bad, but it is the same level of bad. Oreo gives it a 49 and says, I listened to this so you guys don't have to, and my verdict is, it's mostly extremely boring and generic metalcore mixed with the occasional electronic instrument. There's a lot of electronic instruments all over this thing. It's not just mixed in sparsely. There's electronica all over this. Poorly performed EDM and trap beats from beginning to end. That Martsu gives it a 35 and says, honestly, I've heard worse this year. There's at least some fun to be had with this, and that I would agree with. There are worse records, and this one you can have a good little laugh at, for sure. Someone else says, not great, but what were you expecting? Some cool breakdowns here and there? And this I'm gonna have to disagree with. There aren't cool breakdowns. There's the same breakdown over and over again. Karana gives it a 9 out of 100 and says, I've never, and I mean never, been so disappointed by one of my favorite bands that have come out of the MySpace era. They made Stick Stickly, sure, but that was years ago, and maybe it's still influential to this day, but this album does not have the same effect. No, that it does not. Someone else gives it a 0. Oh, you guys are still here? Anyways, this review is hilarious. This person says, I'm impressed. Choruses were decent, and they've matured a bit in 15 years. Shockingly listenable, they say. And you know what rating they give it? 44. The words you wrote here indicate a 70, but then you gave it a 40. We covered the new Rise Against album yesterday, and all of their fans hated the new record. But you go over to Attack Attack's page, and their fans seem to be kind of fucking with this. They're like, yeah, we're back. I'm gonna go see your show. I'm excited for this. We're so back, hyped as fuck. State of the Scene reviewed it and said, it's irreverent, nostalgic, heartfelt, loud, and bombastic. Attack Attack 2 sees the band reinvigorated and running circles around many of their modern day contemporaries by incorporating signature elements of their EDM-fueled past seamlessly with modern day polish. 4 stars. 4 stars, State of the Scene. 4 stars. You guys have absolutely no credibility left. My God, 4 stars for this Attack Attack record. This thing is trash from top to bottom, and you're out here giving it 4 fucking stars? State of the Scene. Whatever relevance you have in this world right now, you do not deserve it. 140,000 followers, and you're out here saying the Attack Attack record is a 4-star record? Jesus Christ almighty, you're a goddamn sycophant that just wants to be friends with bands, aren't you? My God, say your actual opinion, give it an actual rating. This thing is generic from beginning to end. This thing is a failure from beginning to end. Well, it's a good thing they gave it a positive review because it got reposted, retweeted out here on the official Attack Attack page. And that is the only reason why critics or review pages give such positive ratings, is to be liked and retweeted and validated by the bands. It's not about actual criticism. It's not about actual reviews. It's about networking and getting into the circle jerk. It's a practice known as access journalism, and it is as transparent as anything ever. I can tell what you're doing. You're just like IGN out here. When you get something that's clearly bad, you give it a good rating so the person that made the thing favors you highly. But what happens when you do that is you lose all your credibility, all your integrity, and you kind of just look like a big fat cuck at the end of the day. Everybody out there watching this video, you gotta stay away from State of the Scene. Unfollow them right right now. 4 stars. Access journalism. They are not giving you their real opinion. They are not actually saying the stuff. They are just doing things to get their balls cupped by the bands out there. And if you're giving this thing 4 stars, you are completely blinded by nostalgia. I can't see anybody else out there giving this record this high of a review. So here I am on r/metalcore, you know, the whole subreddit that they wrote a song about, and someone's warning us to tread lightly, guys. They're reading our comments. Yeah, obviously they are. It is wild that a band that is this online put out a record that is this bad and misses the mark this hard. And we are right around that time where people are craving that nostalgia stuff from that era. That 2010 stuff aesthetic is coming back. And Attack Attack really could have been on the forefront, leading this revolution of 2010's nostalgia, but I think they dropped the ball so hard on this thing. But if you want a good laugh, if you want to be entertained, I do say go ahead and listen to it, because it does offer at least that much. But as far as I'm concerned, what I want to know is, what do you think of Attack Attack? Did you listen to this new record? What do you think of it? Do you have any general opinions about crabcore? Are you feeling nostalgic about it at all? Comment down below. If you comment within the first 3 hours, I will reply, and that is a Frampton guarantee. Okay, goodbye, see you later, and have a good one.